Howdy, are you a low-time pilot looking to avoid working as a CFI? Well, in this video, I have a low-time pilot opportunity that you will probably cherish for the rest of your life. So, this low-time pilot job is an aerial tour pilot position working in Arizona and Utah. You'll be flying over some of the most beautiful parts of the country, including like Lake Powell, Rainbow Bridge, the Grand Canyon, Monument Valley, uh, all within like the Page, Arizona, Sedona, Arizona area, and like southern Utah. And so, it truly will be just one of the most wonderful experiences of your life. And before I tell you more about that job, I want to show you my website, Multar Aviation. And so on my website here, I have a whole bunch of different resources for you. And so one of these is a low time pilot jobs. And so when you click on this page, I have a whole bunch of videos for all the low time pilot jobs I've already created. And so if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified every time I come out with one of these videos. And so when you're on this page, you'll see I have all these different companies listed. And so you just click on the title of that video, and that takes you to the company's website, where you can, find out if they're still applying or not. Now, a lot of these videos I made a while ago, so they may not be hiring right now, but it's something to keep in mind for the future. You can learn more about these companies, and if you want to learn more about them, just watch those videos that I already have posted. The company I want to tell you about is the Adventurous Group, and at the end of the video, I'll tell you about how you apply and tips for applying. And so the Adventurous Group, they actually have two different companies that they operate these tours out of, Antelope Air and Sedona Air. And so if you're on their website, all you have to do is just kind of scroll down, and you'll see their current opportunities, IKG pilots. So IKG, I know it gets a little convoluted. I'm sure this is like a DBA doing business as, or maybe it's a LLC, or maybe it's a contractor of theirs. I don't know. There's a lot of information I was trying to look for on this company, but it's privately held company. It's owned by it's a 100% Native American owned company, I believe by the Navajo tribe, but they don't produce a lot of information about the position. But when you click on that link, it takes you to this page right here. So for IKG, and so the minimum requirements are 500 hours total time, with 100 of that being 100 hours of cross country and 25 hours night cross country. And so, and one interesting thing is it is operated under Part 135 and Part 91 147. And so that'll look pretty good on your resume for when you're trying to, you know, apply to the airlines, apply to your future, cargo companies that you want to work for, whoever, corporate. Um, but in the meantime, this is going to be an excellent opportunity. So, you're going to be flying out these beautiful landscapes. Now, with that being said, you're also going to be living there, and this is in a remote part of the country. It's not very well populated, so if you're used to the hustle and bustle of like the big cities, this ain't it. The people that live in the hustle and bustle, the hustling and bustling big cities, they come to this area of Arizona to get to experience that part of the country and then go back to their big cities. So it's going to be, kind of remote for you. But, for some of you, I know this would be a nice adventure of a lifetime. And so for you, this is probably the best adventure of your life. And then, the Page, Sedona areas of Arizona, I was doing a little Googling, and they are pretty expensive to live in. And so you might need some roommates, which you can probably room up with some of the people that work at this company. But check it out. If you're interested in this company, reach out to them. And so I'll show you how you can apply. And so when you're on their website, you just scroll down and you'll see their application right here. So you just enter in your first name, your last name, email, and so on. And then you can upload your resume. And then, one thing I would suggest is if you are fluent in another language, make sure to put that on your resume. I'm sure that there's lots of tourists from outside the US that come to this area of the country to get to experience these kind of things. So if you're already fluent in another language, I'm sure those passengers love it. I'm sure the company would love it. So give it a try. And if you have any, if you want to have any questions or if you've been there, what are your thoughts on it? So leave a comment in the section below, and I read all comments. I respond to most of them. And so thanks for watching.